the leather lady here, really quick to talk to you about how to store your leather in the winter. The reason being is I'm getting so many saddles in that have mold on them because they've been improperly stored. Okay, so we're going to figure this out. I'm talking about saddles and tack, but this applies to any type of leather that you're working with. Even on Facebook, there was a gentleman that had a tote full of medieval costume, leather costume, and he's like, how do I store this for the winter? God forbid he put it in cold and wet area, and even in the plastic, it can actually get mold in there as well. All it takes is just a little leak in that plastic container, and there goes the cold and the moisture into that container. So how do we store our leather in the winter? Number one is to keep it dry. Number two, you want to keep it in a place that is warm. And the reason being is heat stops mold spores from growing. So how do we do that? Okay, number one, if you're having saddles and tack and you're in a barn, number one major thing is do not store your tack in your trailers in the winter in the Pacific Northwest. No, you don't want to do that. That you will definitely get mold. You want to take them out of your trailer and put them in a tack room that has a small space heater. You want to do that and make sure that your little space heater is plugged directly into the wall. This is a huge safety thing that a lot of people do not know, is that you do not want that heater plugged into an extension cord or a surge protector. It has to go directly into the wall. It can create a fire that you just definitely don't need. I have seen several, probably 3 different barns catch on fire because of either a fan or a heater. So those are the two. That's the number one thing, is plug your heater into the wall. What else can you do? You can actually, if it's a big room, you can add a dehumidifier. And you're like, wow, you're getting a little, what do you call that? Ritzy. No, the reason why is you want to pull that humidity out of the room. Again, humidity, you turn off that tack room, light, you got dark. Then you have humid, and then you have cold, and boom, they're just having a heyday growing like no tomorrow. So a good, dehumidifier, you can even get the little containers that have, it sucks it out, puts in the bottom of the, the little container to hold the water. And then you can do that. They make those for horse trailers too, or you can get one that plugs into the wall and you're like, wow, that'll make my electricity bill go up. Yeah, but if you have a room full of tack that then gets all moldy, that's going to cost you a lot to bring it to me to go ahead and, have it cleaned up and conditioned. And it takes a lot of time. And plus, it's not good for your leather anyway. So you want to make sure that you want to pull any moisture out of the air. There's other things that you can do with that. You can also put it in a plastic storage container and maybe put some of the little silicone packets in there while you do that. And you can put the silicone packets to help draw some of the moisture away from that. Does it work 100%? Yes and no, depending again how you store it. You can store your leather in a plastic container. However, that's not going to stop if there's any leakage at all. All right. So a dehumidifier, definitely a little space heater. Now, how warm do you keep it? So you'll get all kinds of stories, and because I've worked in leather since the 70s, I have found what works best for me. I'm in a very small area and I keep my temperature at 60. And the reason why I do that, because I have a ton of leather in here and I cannot afford to have any of it go bad because I'm doing projects all the time and I want to keep that leather in the best condition that I can. So I keep it at about 60, and then when I come into the shop, I turn it up to 70, and I'm really comfortable. Do you have to keep it that high? No, but you do want to keep it at a temperature that is not going to create an environment again of any coldness. So maybe 55 or 50. I wouldn't go below that. Some people say in the 40s is fine, but I have found little white mold all over things when I did drop my temperature. So I keep it at 60. And because all of our heaters nowadays have an automatic adjustment that it'll kick on and turn off, that would be a great thing. The other thing too is if you're in a garage and you do that, make sure that you can see if you can seal the door, especially if you're in an area that rains a lot. You know, just for the winter, if you're opening and closing the door, well, you know, you just do your best that you can, but maybe putting foam in areas, buying foam in areas that you can tuck for temporary to keep some of that air out. So those are just some ideas. Pretty simple. And let me think, is there anything else? Nope, just warm and dry. I hope this was helpful for you. Please don't forget to watch all of our other educational videos on saddlery and leathercraft, and also our Leather Lady website for products, DIY kits, equestrian products, sheepskin products in leather as well. Thank you. Have a great day. Stay blessed.